All right, so we are live, and today I want to introduce you guys to the inventor, Betty Lee Cappell. Is that
Bessie.
correct? That's right. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to you and let them know who you are and what your business is about.
Alrighty. Good day, everyone. My name is Bessie Lee Cappell, also known as Bess the Inventor, and my business is the Baby Bottle Brush Bib Company. At the Baby Bottle Brush Bib Company, we create unique, high quality, yet affordable baby products with the goal of a better experience for both the parent and the baby.
Yes, and can you tell us a little bit about your your brush invention?
Yeah, so we have a few products that we created, but our original baby, our first baby, is the brush bib. It's a silicone barrier that goes on the bottle brushes. It could go on multiple bottle brushes, no matter the size or shape. And it creates a barrier between the bottle brushes, the bristles, and the parent, so that you don't have that water splashing back on you as the parent who's by bottle. The brush bib, also known as the splash guard, many individuals call it that. It actually shields you from being soaked in that water, especially when you're pulling the brush out of the bottle and those bristles are flinging back the water. All of that water is captured on the splash guard, the brush bib. First inspired baby.
Yeah. You know, when I saw a video of yours and you were explaining how you came up with the invention, how you were going to work and you had to wash bottles for your baby, and you would get that splash because you have your clothes on, you're ready to go out, and you're washing the bottle, and that splash would happen. So relatable, because I've had that experience several times where I would be so cautious in pulling out the brush because I know once I pull it out, there I go, the splash comes out. So I love your invention. It's a very clever idea. I love that it definitely saves time, because I know sometimes if the bottle is already dirty and you get that milk coming out, now you have to change clothes, because wherever you're going, you're not going to go with the dirty clothes. So I love the idea. Your idea is really clever. So you said you have other products. Can you talk a little bit about other products that you've invented?
Sure, absolutely. The other products we created were mostly for the baby, the
Mhm.
convenience of the baby and the health of the baby. One of them being our pacifier teether clips. So that's the only all-in-one pacifier teether clip on the market. It grows the baby from infancy to toddlerhood because it has 4 adjustable levels. It doubles as a teether. It has really cute teething ridges on it. It gives the same flexibility as a cloth pacifier clip, so that it's easy for the baby to maneuver to put in and out of their mouth. And it has changeable suspender clips, so that way if the suspender clip breaks, you don't have to purchase a new clip all over again, which is saving money for the parent. So once again, focusing on a better experience for us parents. So that was the second one that we created, and mainly focusing on trying to create a product that does not harbor bacteria like the cloth clip does, which can cause thrush and other bacteria and viral issues for the child. So we wanted something that was easy to wipe when you're at the beach, when you're in the market, baby throws up or, throws it on the floor. You could just, simply, rinse it off, wipe it off for baby wipe and, keep it pushing.
Yeah.
It was a safer solution than the beaded clips in our opinion, which is why we went with, making it just one full solid strap. Once again, giving that same flexibility for the baby to maneuver it in and out of their mouth without it being, stiff.
Mhm. Very clever. And I know that you're in direct contact with your factory, your manufacturers. A
Yeah.
lot of times when people have ideas, and moms have ideas, dad have ideas, and they're like, this should be done better. This product should be done a different way or a better way. And they don't really know how to go about finding someone who can actually get that idea that they have in their minds or in their heads into their hands.
Yeah.
And I know you deal directly with your manufacturing company. Can you tell us a little bit about how you were able to find a manufacturer, how you were able to decide on whether or not you can trust these people? What was that like for you?
Yes. So I do get that question a lot from a lot of individuals who reach out to me, just say, "Hey, I need some advice on manufacturing," because that's huge, right?
Mhm.
That's definitely like the meat and potatoes of our businesses. We need the product to be, professionally made. So
Mhm.
hence manufacturing. I actually was one of the lucky ones to come in contact with the individual at Expo that I was at a baby
Mhm.
expo when I first started in 2019. Went to a baby expo with my handmade products. Ran into another company who was also in their infancy stage of development. in their business. However, they already had their products manufactured. Started off, talking towards the end of the expo, just kind of getting to know one another. And this individual was like, listen, if you're looking for this type of manufacturer, this type of material, that's exactly who I deal with. I can give you the information. They're credible. So being able to have built that trust with this individual during that expo and seeing their products and how well it was made, I decided to go ahead and trust what they were saying. I reached out to their manufacturer with the information they provided me with, and I started off seeing if I could get what was the lowest, order I can get, from them. Much it would cost, got all the numbers and everything. And then once I was able to come across a number that was feasible for me, and when I say number, I mean price, that was doable and wouldn't take like a big chunk out of, my own personal expenses, I look forward to see what they can do. And that's pretty much how the process began. I could go on and on and on, but I know that's for a different day.
Yeah.
But it definitely is trial and tribulation. You have to look at what they're putting out, what they're producing. You have to approve everything before you move forward. You have to ask for samples before you move with production. So once again, that's a trial and error situation, and we can talk about that at length another day. But that's pretty much how I went about doing it, and I still continue to deal directly with my manufacturer up until this day.
Yeah, that's definitely a plus for anyone who has an idea, because a lot of people, they deal with a middle person, and I know there's an expense, there's a cost to that as well. So so what the manufacturers you're working with, they do the designing for you, they do the prototyping for you, everything for you?
No.
Okay.
So once again, when I first went to the expo, I went with my already handmade products. So though I already had prototypes, already had a design and made in mind. All I did was take what I already had, sent them a photo, and told them the dimensions and what type of material I was looking forward to. And you just have to know, because you have to give specifics when you're dealing with manufacturers. You have to give, dimensions, you have to give thickness and all type of, you need to know what you want when you go to your manufacturer, or you're going to get whatever they give you, or you won't get anything because they won't move forward. So I already had that made. All of my products that was handmade already had set dimensions. They were all the same size, and it was a pretty simple product, to be honest with you, to make. So it was pretty easy to deliver the information to my manufacturer where they could understand what it was I was requesting.
And from the beginning, did you decide that you wanted to go through the manufacturing process, or did you? Because a lot of people, when they come up with an idea and they realize the cost and the time is going to be needed to make it happen, they decide, you know what, let me see if I can license it to a company that's already doing it. Was that something you ever thought about, deciding to license your product to another company?
So I did. In the beginning, that was my main goal, was to create the prototype. I was working full time as a social worker for the city of Philadelphia. So I didn't think about, taking my business and expanding it and creating more products. It was this one idea. I went, I felt like I already succeeded by creating a prototype and already started selling some from my dining room. So I'm like, okay, this is, people are picking up on it. I'm explaining, the problem and the solution I created is picking up some traction, picking up some noise. I'm getting interviews, early on. People are thinking this is great. This is crazy. Like, you created this and it's so simple. And I was like, okay, well, this is really becoming something great. Let me look at these other companies that are out there that make bottle brushes and see if they want to pair my product, license it to them to pair my product with their brush. But trying to connect directly with the right people was very difficult in the beginning. So I was not successful with that at the time. And I realized, okay, maybe this is not what is meant for me to do right now. Maybe I need to go ahead and take this on as my own baby and see if I can get it made at the proper material and, sell it on my own and see where it goes from there, and, probably go through with patenting it. So that way it's fully protected. And that's exactly what I decided to do.
Okay, so you patented, you have a patent for it?
I have a patent pending.
Okay. And because I know for me, even when I started to do my invention stuff, it was like, okay, no, I'm not trying to manufacture this, because I realized the time, the cost, and the skills needed for it, I didn't have it. So
right.
I'm wondering what happened. What was the turning point for you from the, I'm going to license this to now, okay, I'm going to manufacture. What was happening there?
So, like I said, not being able to have access to the people that I needed in order to move forward with the licensing, and not really being too much knowledgeable on licensing. Because once again, I'm a social worker. This is just not my ballpark, right?
Hmm.
I decided to, once I met that individual and he provided me with his manufacturer information, I decided that was a sign, you know,
Hmm.
s- see if you want to move forward with this and go from there. And once the numbers what made sense for me with my manufacturer, I decided to go ahead and say, yeah, let's just give this a shot, see what a professional produced product, packaged product will look like, feel like, and is this something that I can really take and turn into something amazing. And
Hmm.
once I was able to get the samples in hand, I fell in love. It was like
Mm,
giving birth to,
yeah.
your child. And I was like, this is amazing. This is what I've been trying to do, for almost a year now, hand
Mhm.
making it. And here it is,
Yeah.
here it is right here in front of me in the exact form, the exact material that I want, beautiful packaging. Like, this is the gold mine right here. Like, no, don't give this away to anybody. Just move forward with this because I saw potential.
Yeah.
And that's why I decided to just keep it for myself.
I love that you share that because there's something unique that happens when you see it in your hands.
Oh, yes.
And it's like giving birth, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That baby is like, oh my God, all the trouble you went through. I'm
Yes.
keeping this. I'm going to put all my work, my time and energy to make it happen. That was a very pivotal moment for you. It was like, okay, I'm going to do licensing. I'm thinking about it. But when you had that product that was in your head,
Mhm.
actually in your hands, something happened there for you.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
did. That is like, is definitely a feeling of, this is mine. This is,
Yeah.
I created this. I mean, it's not the same happiness you have with a human child, right? But it's definitely a sense of, gratitude, appreciation, and it's just an overwhelming feeling of joy.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, yeah, this is mine. I gotta keep it. It's like, why would I give it away for someone else to adopt? Like, no, I created this and this is mine and I'm
Yeah.
keeping it. I'm gonna pursue it and I'm gonna grow it and and
Yeah.
that's pretty much the thoughts.
Another thing about that is you get to tell the birthing story about it, right?
Yeah.
Because if you gave it to someone else, I was really caught the other day. I was telling my kids individually their stories, their birth stories, that they were so intrigued and interested in learning more about it. And the same thing with the product too. I know it's not probably not the best comparison, but it has a lot of similarities where you created a product, you had a story for why you did it. And
Right.
every stage of developing that product has given you more reason and more purpose to continue to pursue it.
Exactly.
All right, let's see. So let's see. I have another question. Let's see. Your manufacturing, you were able to on your first round, because a lot of people, they're concerned about how much they have to produce on their first round. What was that like for you? How much did you have to produce on your first
So,
production?
I don't wanna give anyone false hopes
Mhm.
because every manufacturer is different. Some manufacturers, you gotta produce 10,000 units on your first round just so they I guess they wanna see if you're serious about this or not. They're not gonna waste their time. And then some, maybe even higher, some maybe even lower. For me, my first production, I produced 5,000 units,
Mm,
and I wound up putting 2 brush bibs in 1 pack. So then the packaging was 2,500 units
mm,
packaging. So for me, that wasn't costly for
mm.
me at that time. So like I said, I don't want to give anyone false hopes because someone may say, oh, 5,000 units, that's not a lot, depending on how much you had to pay.
Mhm.
And really is not a lot compared to some of the MOQs for other manufacturers. So I felt like I actually was lucky, to be honest with you. So it wasn't too high for me.
So you were just manufacturing the bib. You were not manufacturing the brushes at the time when you first initially started.
Right, right. When
Okay.
I started, I didn't have any brushes. So the brush bib. My first time creating a brush was last year.
Mhm,
That's when in 2023, that's when we released the brush onto the market. It
mhm,
took us over a year to make the brush, but we released it onto the market 2023.
mhm,
But in 2019 is when I started a business handmade my brush bib. 2020 is when the brush bib was manufactured.
Okay.
So yeah, at that time, so between 2020 and 2023, I didn't have a brush. It was
Yeah.
just
So when you are talking to the manufacturers in China, how do you communicate with them? Do you, because I know they have their language. So how do you communicate with them?
so my manufacturer, she's pretty good with English. Is it perfect? No. Do we sometimes have language barrier issues? Yes.
Yeah.
The great thing about it is there's an app that we communicate through, and it's like a texting app.
Mhm.
She can send me pictures, videos, and message me through the app. It's kind of like how Facebook have Messenger. It's
Mhm.
similar to. She can send me messages and photos and pictures through the app, and then I respond.
Okay.
Now, if it's to a point where we're both not understanding each other through messaging, she will FaceTime me. So we will discuss it and face to face, so that way we can understand what each other is trying to get across. And we've done that quite a few times.
Okay.
There's times where she wants to show me something through the FaceTime
Mhm.
versus a picture or a video, so she could explain stuff to me and say, hey, look, so right here, this is what we're dealing with. You see this right here, this is the issue. How do you want us to fix it? Should we do this? Should we do that? That's
Mhm.
something that she needs to do on FaceTime versus a video, because I may not understand what she's getting to.
Yeah.
So we have a really good way of communicating. I can say that with the time difference, I'm up a lot of late nights, or even if I'm sleeping, I keep my phone on. If I hear like a dang and I know is from her, I
Mhm.
will respond to it. It could be 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I will definitely respond. And then she's also up pretty late as well, so she'll
Mhm.
communicate with me throughout our daytime all the way up until like 1 in the afternoon,
Mhm.
which like 1 a.m., in China.
Mhm.
So we communicate really well. I understand her time difference. She understand my time difference, and we work around it.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over to your sales. And I know as I've been watching you, last year a lot, you were at ShopRite. You would do some pop-ups at ShopRite. You and your
Yeah.
children used to be there. And I want to talk to you a little bit about that. How did you get that connection? How did you build that relationship to start, being there at ShopRite to sell your product?
Yeah. So ShopRite in 2020, they decided Jeff Brown, who is one of the owners of the shop, he owns about I think 10 ShopRite and a few fresh grocers. He decided to start a business incubator program for small businesses in the city of Philadelphia. And that's because we actually ran into, COVID, where a lot of businesses were shut down. At that time, he decided, let me help a lot of the small businesses by creating this incubator program, which can, help them, get back into their business or start a business if they're thinking about it. Some people lost their jobs due to the COVID and everything. So, long story short, when I seen this information on the news feed, I said, you know what? I'm gonna go down there to their I'm gonna apply to be a part of the incubator program. And actually, one of his members reached out to me on LinkedIn and was like, hey, we see you have this product, you're Philadelphia based. Would you be interested in joining our incubator program? And, I thought about it for a while, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna apply for this. So I applied, we set up a time for me to come down there and meet with, his team of people. There were other businesses too that were interviewed at the time. And I went down there, I showed them my product, everything like that. They loved it. And they was like, okay, well, we're gonna start you up with pop-ups. What you're gonna do is you're gonna come into the store, you're gonna set up your table, you're going to sell your products, which you can make money, doing that, and see how the customers take to your products. So I did that for a little over 2 years. And then after that, I was debating if I wanted to continue to do it, because I'm like, I've been doing this for 2 years and I haven't, gotten anywhere yet, as far as like being on ShopRite shelves. So I don't know if this is something I'm supposed to be doing even longer or what. So I reached out to one of their teams, their staff members, and I'm like, hey, I've been doing this for quite some time. Do you guys, plan on, me ending this pop-up shop anytime soon, or like what should I do? And it was like, we didn't even realize that you've been doing this for 2 years straight. Yeah, let's see what we can do to move you forward. So they reached out to a few people in the corporate office, and they was like, okay, we done set up a meeting for you. Now it's up to you to carry yourself the rest of the way through. So that's what happened. I had a meeting with their corporate team, and the corporate team loved the products. They loved the mission behind the brand. And they were like, okay, well, it's not going to be easy to get on the shelves because this is a lengthy, process. Becoming a supplier is a lengthy process. So, you're in for, so you're in for a task. And I said I was up for it. And I completed the task. It took me about 6 months to complete it, but I did it. And then I ended up on over 200 ShopRite shelves.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Betsy. So I'm going to go on to, because I know I don't want to hold you too long. I wanted to also for you to share some advice that you have for moms that are, on the fence right now saying, hey, I have an idea, but I don't know where to start. I don't know if I should do this. What would you say to her?
I would tell her to evaluate a lot. And when I say evaluate a lot, I mean everything, her situation, what type of financial risk can you take, how important it is for you to do this, and do you want to dedicate the time and energy to pursue it, because it's a lot of work and it does take a lot of time, and it takes a lot of pivoting. You may think you're going in one direction and you're taken into a whole different direction. So you just have to, see what type of person you are. Are you one that's open to change? Because your lifestyle could change as a result of it. And when I say that, I don't mean just the good changes. I mean that also, like, not so good as well. You have to be willing to be able to say, hey, if I had to take a step back to move, 3 steps forward, am I willing to do that? Some people say they are until you're there and you're like, oh wait, I didn't realize this was the step back I had to take. So you just have to be open-minded to the entire, process. And once you think about the pros and the cons, you have to see if the pro outweigh the cons in your mind, and then make a decision based off of that.
And where do you see your company in the next 10 years?
Oh, we're going to be huge. We're going to be global. Baby Bottle Brush Bib Company is going to stand out to the competitors. No doubt about it. Everyone, it's a tongue-tier name, but everyone will know it and everyone will be able to say it. And it's going to be, oh, that's the company that started, out of Philadelphia, so small, and look at it now. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a staple company in the baby product industry. So yeah, just stay tuned.
Yeah, and I want to say also that Betsy, she also supports Bobblehead, because you have a few of the bottles on your store.
I do.
So as she says, she is out there working, building and supporting other mompreneurs as well. She has
Absolutely.
other companies that you partner with too. I've noticed you have Elo Puppet as well.
I do.
Right.
And we're actually giving away every month. We're giving away 1 month supply of free diapers. And they can see how to go about doing that on my social media page.
Okay, yeah. So we'll put that information here in the video as well. So that's every month you get a month supply?
Yes. 1 month supply.
All right, guys. So if you know anybody who can use some diapers, make sure you connect with Betsy. 1 month supplies of diapers. Diapers are expensive.
Yes. And there's no, strings attached. You don't have to put out money. You don't have to, enter with $10 or $5, nothing. All you have to do is follow the social medias that I have, in the video, and comment underneath of them. We do the wheel of names, which is just, it's automatic. It spins on its own, and whatever name it lands on, that's the winner. That's simple.
And Betsy also has a Facebook group that you support parents into. You want to share that with them? Yes,
it's called Parenting Talk with Best Moms, BESS MOMZ. And we just talk about parenting, and we give a lot of resources in that group. We're starting to revamp it, and we hope that it's very successful and that we can help as many moms as possible globally. So make sure you join in.
And also let them know about your website. Where can they find the Bottle Brush Bib and all the other products that you have to sell?
Yeah, you can find the Bottle Brush Bib and a multitude of our products at our website, which is www.babybottlebrushbib.com. backsplash.com. Make sure you join our email list, which should be the pop-up as soon as you go on our website. Our email list will give you, as a subscriber, insight to new products. You'll be the first to know of the new products that we have coming out, and we have a few coming out this year at 2024, and we'll be releasing a new one hopefully by the end of February, early March.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Betsy. Is there anything else you would like to share with us?
No, Sandy, I really appreciate you having me on here, and I hope that we can continue to work together and help these moms out here, moms and dads. I can't forget the
Moms,
dads.
yes, you're right. Moms and dads, exactly. All right, Betsy. Well, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to speaking to you again, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You have a good one.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.